Hey guys, let's run through Act 9.2.3 final path that will start with Silver Surfer with the nodes Battery Powered Armor, Tough as Nails, Armor Break Immunity, Power of Will, Stalwart Shield, and the Doppler Shift. The defender will gain armor every 3 seconds, increasing their armor rating by 20%, and this timer is reset every time the defender is struck. Now, because armor break immunity is involved, you will need champions that have easy access to nullify, stagger, fade seal, or neutralize, so it's mostly going to be your mystic champions to prevent any armor ups. A striker will not be required, and I would also suggest you to boost well for a faster path completion. The top options for this path, in my opinion, will be Tigra, Juggernaut, Longshot, and Symbiote Supreme, but there are plenty other options that can work. The boss island is Spider-Man, Infamous Ironman, and Storm. Stick till end of the video to check out the boss fight, the strategies, and the different counters. The first fight is against Silver Surfer. Notice the grey timer that gives the defender an armor up every 3 seconds. Now every armor up will increase the armor rating and also the power gain rate of the defender by 20%. You cannot reduce the armor ability accuracy of the defender, and also they have armor break immunity. The debuff durations are reduced by 15% for every armor up on the defender. There is a slightly helpful node, Stalwart Shield, that will nullify one buff from the defender when you knock them down without a stun. Therefore, your special attacks will remove one armor up every time. So I have brought in a Tigra, and I'm trying to keep Silver Surfer to an SP1 only and trying to punish his special 1s and special 2s, and then with a big special 2 of my own. So what I'm trying to do is to keep the neutralize up so I don't have to worry about those armor ups, and because Tigra is mostly a heavy attack dependent champion, she will also remove a buff every time she will knock down a defender. So although she's only a 6-star rank 4, it's just crazy how much damage she can do. So here we are, taking down Silver Surfer. I'm just refreshing my Huntress Sense. He's going to throw an SP1 here. And the way this works is you dex the first hit, then you dash in, and then you hold your heavy. That is going to miss the last hit of the special attack. And that will help you build up your ruptures as well. And you can end up with a big SP2. And that takes Silver Surfer down. Now you can use other champions as well that can work. I've given you quite a few options. I would rather say stick with nullified champions. Neutralized champions are a bit difficult to kind of control. Like for example, if you use a Wiccan here, the fight is doable, but it's going to take quite a bit of time. So make sure you bring in the right champion. Now next fight is going to be against a Guardian. Now this dude is going to be quite annoying to deal with. So I've brought in a Juggernaut here. You need to bring in a champion that has very easy access to nullify. You have to use a special attack when you nullify the armor up so he does not auto block you. That is going to be the most important thing for this fight. Otherwise he is quite an annoying defender to deal with. So I'm bringing in a Juggernaut because he can nullify the armor ups with basic attacks, and he does do quite a bit of damage. Some other options that can work really well are going to be your Scarlet Witch, or also you can use Black Widow Clairvoyant, any champion that can remove that armor up quite easily, and you don't have to throw a special into an armor up should be good. Otherwise Guardian just auto blocks you and becomes like a really annoying long fight, and he does deal you quite a bit of damage. A great thing about Juggernaut on this fight that he can just simply block the special 2s with the Unstoppable, and even if you get caught by the first hit, you can block the remaining hits. And just like that, before you know it, Guardian is down. Now Juggernaut makes it look super easy, but it's not that much of an easy fight. And then on fight number 3, you're going to have an Annihilus. You really need a good counter here. Juggernaut works also, Symbiote Supreme works. If you don't have like a good nullifier, you can also use backdraft intercepts. The way this works, you let Annihilus dash into you, and you dex the first hit and you use your light attack straight away, and that will help you remove that cosmic rod on him so he does not apply stifle on you that gives him unstoppable. So I am using Symbiote Supreme here. I have my staggers up, just waiting for the armor phase to be a quarter remaining, and I'm going to throw my SP3 here. Now this is going to give me all 3 phases, and also I'm going to gain a big armor, big power gain boost here that I'm going to use for a big special too and do all of that damage. So I like Symbiote Supreme here because he can do a lot of damage with all of those bleeds, and within 1 SP3 he is almost able to bring down Annihilus. But again, you have to bring in a good champion that can deal with all the shenanigans of Annihilus. So I've given you quite a few options. Let me know which option worked in the comment section, but this is going to be a little tough fight. This path in general is going to have tough defenders. The nodes are not that difficult to deal with. The defender diversity is the annoying part of this path. This is where I think Kabam is just amazing. They knowingly put Omega Red because they knew the only one robot that is a mystic is going to be a Dragon Man, and not everybody will be having him. So this fight becomes super annoying with all of those crazy debuffs, that the spores that that you gain every time you're near Omega Red. So you have to bring in the perfect champion for him, and because there's going to be armor ups, he's going to gain more power before every armor up. He's going to keep throwing those special 2s every now and then. So you really need to have to keep your distance while his death field is active, and he gains more power. So quite annoying. I brought in a Juggernaut here. He works super well. You can easily create your distance and you do quite a bit of damage. And because I'm using a Juggernaut relic, I also rejuvenate or regain my health every time I get an unstoppable, so that keeps me up. But you have to bring in a Knight champion. If you don't have good champions, even a rank 1 Dragon Man will work also, because that is the only robot in the Mystic class, and that is going to work really well against Omega Red. It's inevitable that Omega Red will go into his death field with an SP2, so unless you are really comfortable with his mechanics, I would say bring in Dragon Man. He'll be more helpful here. But other than that, the fight is pretty straightforward. Both of his specials are easily evadable. It's just you have to just dance back and forth a little bit to deal with all of those spores that he applies on you, and you should be able to take him down. He's down to 5%. He's going to throw out another SP1. I'm going to go in and take him out. But remember that Nullify or a champion that can deal with the armor ups is very important for the whole path. Now Venom is such an exception, being a cosmic champion and also Venom Pool. Both of their SP1s are counted as Nullify. So even though armor break immunity is there, if I use a heavy attack, I will not break the armor. But if I use SP1, that is going to break the armor from Huklkbuster. So all you need to do is to spam your special one with Venom or Venom Pool if you're bringing. You can do the same thing against a Guardian as well. These champions should work against him too. And yeah, before you know it, he's going to really melt the defender very quick because of all of his buffs and all the criticals he lands, and with all of those bleeds, I just simply love Venom. He works super well. So just like that, before we know it, he's down to 36%, and he's got 6 bleeds on him. I'm just keeping him to an SP1 into a striker, and just before we know it, he is going to die. So Venom Pool and Venom, they work also great for this path. You can bring them also, but I would suggest you to have most of your Mystic champions and then build your team around with 1 or 2 Cosmic champions. That should be good. And the final fight is going to be against a Knull. He is going to be a real prick because he is going to use those SP1s if you don't control them and reverse your controls, and it's going to be annoying to deal with. So the way I work through it is I always try to push him to an SP2, and the way I push him to an SP2 is that I'll use 4 hit combos and I hold my block. That pushes the AI to just only hit in the block and throw a heavy attack, and it kind of stops the AI from using a special attack. So 4 hit combos and block, let him throw a heavy attack, then you go back in and you attack him, and you always try to push him to an SP2. Once you have that ready, if you're using a Symbiote Supreme like me, I just use an SP3 here. Now I'm just gonna go and use my 5 combos into a striker. All of those bleeds have started working. Got my SP1, so I'm gonna throw that out as well and do quite a bit of damage to Knull. So rinse and repeat that, and you should be having a really good time with this fight. Right here, I keep applying the armor breaks, keep gaining power, and he's down to 45% in 1 rotation. Viken should work really well here. He's like the perfect counter for Knull because he's also immune to reverse controls and he can apply neutralize as well. Different champions you can use. You can also use, I think, Tigra here as well. But just be careful the SP2s and his animations. Generally, I like to play Knull very safe and slow because one SP3 or one SP2 and you're almost dead. So here's a takedown with Symbiote Supreme, SP3 into a striker, and then a big SP2 that is going to help us bring him down. And I'll see you on the boss fight. The boss we are going to attempt is Infamous Ironman with Flux Dispersal, Armor Break Immunity, buffed up, clean state, and truly great. So with Flux Dispersal, every time you hit, he's going to gain 1 charge. You can notice the gray icon with the increasing numbers. And at 20 charges, he takes 0% damage. So every charge gives 5% damage, reduces the damage by 5%. And you can remove those charges anytime by using a heavy attack. There's also armor break immunity, so you cannot break the armor in Famous Iron Man. And there is buffed up node. The only way you're gonna deal damage to in Famous Iron Man is when you have 3 or more than 3 buffs on yourself. And clean state, after every special attack, Iron Man Infamous is going to go debuff immune, so you won't be able to stun him. He will get that immunity for a little while. And then there's truly great, so if you parry a hit in the special attack, you get a buff on you that converts your damage to true damage and can do quite a bit of damage to Infamous Iron Man and take him out. So right here, all I'm trying to do here is to keep throwing my special ones, and every time he will throw a special attack in my block, I'm gonna block it and use my heavy attack. Oh, I missed it out there, but usually the spacing is good. So here we are again, SP1, and we're gonna bait out the SP2, got a striker into it, and boom, all those reflux charges are gone. So that's all the fight, guys. The fight is not difficult, but you just have to make sure that you keep removing that armor, and then when it goes down to 20% or 15%, he's also going to gain a regen. So just be wary about that. And when he does throw a special attack, he will go debuff immune for 4 seconds, so you have to play around that too. All in all, it's not really a difficult fight. You just have to be a bit careful on how you approach it, but you should be able to get through this fight fairly easily. I've given you quite a few options that you can use. Venom Pool is my absolute favorite for this fight. The only reason I didn't do it with Venom Pool is because he's rank 2 and Venom is rank 3, so I brought him up. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and you found it helpful. Only 4 more videos remaining in 9.2. Make sure to leave a like and comment down below what did you use. My comment section is the best part of my videos, where everybody just joins in and discusses all the different counters they use. So help each other out, help the community out, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.